After years of working towards it, the pieces are finally falling into place to allow you to jet off to a new life in the sun. There's just one last thing you need to do: persuade the love of your life to join you. Kelly Van Konningsveld longs to call Australia home.
This is a dream that I've wanted for a very long time.
But partner Gary's more than happy in Wales.
I am a home bird. Everything and one I know is in Caerphilly.
Unable to agree, Kelly's hopes to emigrate are putting their future on the line.
If Gary doesn't like it, then we do need to kind of consider where our relationship goes from here.
So will a trial week down under be enough to secure Kelly the life she wants and keep Gary by her side?
Now I'm deciding whether I'm going to be part of Kelly's dream or whether it's going to be something she may be undertaking on her own.
With more than a quarter of its population born overseas, Australia's consistently ranked in the world's top 10 countries to live. Latest figures show over 34,000 UK residents move there every year. But it isn't utopia for everyone. Of those that take the plunge, over half will return home. For the last 3 years, Kelly Van Konningsveld has been working tirelessly towards swapping the home comforts of Wales for a life less ordinary in Australia. As it currently stands, though, moving to the land she's fallen for would mean leaving the man of her dreams. So, given just 1 week, can Kelly convince partner Gary to join her for a new life on the other side of the world? The couple's trip to Australia begins with an arduous 17.5 hours in the skies, flying from London to Perth via Dubai. But Kelly's taken the travelling in her stride.
I really enjoyed it. It didn't seem as long as what I thought it was going to be. It was really good.
She's thrilled to have made it down under for the first time.
I'm really, really happy to be here, really excited for the week ahead.
For Gary, the journey's already left him questioning moving so far from home.
This is the furthest flight I've ever done by about 14 hours. I think it's going to take a bit more persuasion than I first thought.
And he doesn't share Kelly's elation about his new surroundings.
It still seems a bit surreal. I'm not so excited at the moment, just interested to see what's to come, I think.
But Kelly's determined to win him round.
I want to show him the life can be better in Australia, and I think this week's going to do it, and I will work hard to try and do it.
As the couple head out into Perth, they know their relationship could be on the rocks if things don't go according to Kelly's plan. Back in the UK, Kelly Van Konningsveld and Gary Evans live in Caerphilly in South Wales. The couple have built a solid relationship since meeting at a punk gig 3 years ago, despite their contrasting take on life.
I want to experience new things all the time. I want to meet new people. I love being outside my comfort zone.
I am a home bird. Everything and one I know is in Caerphilly.
You're
Quite happy with
quite
it.
happy where you are,
Yeah.
plodding. I can't plod. No.
I wish you would sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
At the core of Kelly's appetite for adventure is a feeling of wanderlust.
As much as Wales is a beautiful country and it does offer the hiking and the mountains that I love, I've never really felt settled.
A few months after meeting, Kelly told Gary about her dream to live in Australia, despite never having been. He didn't give it much thought until she announced she was giving up her job to do a degree in social work after hearing it was a sought-after profession down under.
I think that was really the point where I realised how deadly serious she was.
It was like a golden ticket into Australia. I was like, that's the one that can get me in. And I had the experience, so it was like a no-brainer to me, really.
Now qualified and with cousins already living in Perth, Kelly's ready to make the move. And she has a clear vision of what life would be like there.
A lovely job, outdoors all of the time. I would sleep outdoors if I could. And and just such a nice, relaxed kind of way of life. Being able to plan things and not thinking, oh, I can't do this now because of the weather. That is my kind of dream.
Unfortunately, Gary has a very different point of view.
I've just got so much more to think about than just being able to wake up with the sun shining through the curtains.
For him, the idea of walking away from everything they know is mind-boggling.
Philly is a close-knit community, so you will often bump into people who you know. The thought of being somewhere where you know nobody, that is a scary thought, definitely.
Food's ready!
Having worked in the same place for almost 13 years, he's terrified at the prospect of risking his career for the completely unknown.
I cannot imagine quitting my job to go and try and find another job in this country, never mind, you know, the other side of the world.
He also feels guilty at the thought of breaking emotional bonds with family and the close group of friends he's grown up with.
It would definitely be difficult to leave the group of friends that I do have now. To start a brand new group of friends, I can't quite get my head around the whole just being able to do it. Where would you start with that?
After much discussion, the couple are unable to agree on where their future lies and now face some incredibly difficult decisions about where they go from here.
I love you to bits. I'd just be devastated if we did finish over where we lived.
I obviously want you to come, but I really don't want you to be unhappy. And if that means you staying, that would mean more to me than you being with me and miserable, I guess.
Longing to live the life she dreams of, the week ahead will be Kelly's best opportunity to convince Gary to leave his comfort zone for a future with her, far from Wales.
I feel there's quite a lot of pressure on me to overcome all my fears and concerns for it to work.
It's decision time. He's realising now how real it all is, and he can't bury his head any longer.
For their trial week down under, the couple are visiting the city of Perth in Western Australia, where, even in the winter, daily temperatures rarely dip below 18 degrees. Their temporary home is in Warnborough, a coastal suburb 40 minutes drive from the city centre. But will this two-storey house live up to Kelly's image of Australian living?
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Looks lovely, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, well.
Split over 2 floors, the main living accommodation is upstairs.
Upside down house.
Yeah, it's nice. Look at that view. Oh, absolutely fantastic.
Making their way onto the balcony, the couple are delighted with the beachside location.
It's stunning, isn't it?
It's an amazing base for the week, this.
And a further look around inside confirms the house has everything they need.
Guessing this is the main bedroom.
Massive. And an ensuite.
I actually can't believe it.
Yeah, it's huge. Absolutely huge.
It's a great start to the week, and so far, the country's proving even better than Kelly thought.
My first impression of Australia, absolutely amazing. It's exceeded my expectations.
Gary knows how much Kelly wants Australia to be their destiny, but it'll take more than sea views to convince him it's the right move.
I need to see that I can afford to live out here, get the work, and that I can overcome the issues with moving to the other side of the world, basically.
The week ahead will hopefully lay Gary's concerns to rest, securing Kelly the future she wants and keeping Gary by her side.
This is a very big week. One of the biggest weeks of my life, I guess. A lot can change now in the next 4 or 5 days.
Our whole relationship rides on this week. If Gary doesn't want to come or he doesn't like it, then we do need to kind of consider where our relationship goes from here.
In the UK, the couple live with Kelly's family in Caerphilly, South Wales. Kelly hopes their first home together will be in Australia. Initially planning to rent, their budget would be £850 per calendar month. And she knows exactly what she'd like for her money.
Definitely needs to have a spare room, maybe 2. Kind of semi-rural, not too...
Yeah, you don't want to be
not too in the city. I'm not really a city slicker, really. Ideally, a beach would be amazing nearby.
Ultimately, though, the only deal breaker for Kelly is a pool in the garden.
You got a second job for a pool.
To find out what kind of house they could actually have in Australia, today we'll show Gary and Kelly 3 properties, 2 on budget and a third which could be their dream home. Only after they've seen each one will they find out its value. First up, the couple head 40 minutes south of Perth to the city of Rockingham. Beachfront restaurants and a range of bars and shops promise an excellent quality of life close to the ocean, which could be perfect for Kelly.
Next one after six.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look nice.
But will this 4-bedroom house be what they had in mind?
It's quite big.
It is quite big. I wasn't expecting a double garage.
Hopefully inside will exceed Gary's expectations too.
See what it's going to be like.
This is nice.
Straight into a small living room. Gary's not so sure.
This is cosy if this is the main sitting room.
It can't be, there's no TV.
It's rather small.
Kelly, on the other hand, is happy with what she sees.
I think I'm going to like it all though, because I'm just being a bit biased with it all.
At least she's honest. But the master bedroom with inbuilt storage has genuine appeal.
Ah, walk-in dressing room, yes. This would fit my clothes.
Just what I've always wanted.
Do I detect sarcasm, Gary? Moving on, a spacious ensuite bathroom.
Much roomier than what you get at home, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Loads roomier.
The main kitchen living area is modern, bright and typically open plan.
That's exactly kind of what I was looking for.
But would it entice Gary to the other side of the world?
I could see myself wanting to live somewhere like this.
That's good news for Kelly, and the generous outside space could help her case for moving even more.
It's huge.
It is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, really like that.
It doesn't have a pool, but with facilities and space for outside dining, Kelly can see Gary fitting right in.
Because you love barbecues. You're a barbecue beast.
It's perfect, I suppose, isn't
Yeah,
it, for
see?
something like that?
Gary could be buying into Aussie property easier than Kelly thought. Encouraged, the couple head back indoors to explore the rest of the house.
What is it, a spare
What
room?
would this be for?
Gary spots potential for a man cave, but Kelly's not buying it.
I don't believe in man caves. Depends on how many.
You're supposed to be trying to sell
bedrooms.
this to me. You should be agreeing to these terms.
Yeah, but I don't want to put you on a false footing thinking you could have a man cave because you ain't.
Moving on, the family bathroom isn't made to measure.
Look how titchy the bath is.
Sweet. That looks tiny.
It's titch. Well, you don't like baths anyway, and it's probably too hot to take baths like we do in here, so.
Kelly's giving it the hard sell and Gary doesn't look convinced. But the couple are still interested to find out the cost of living in a house like this.
I think it's going to be over what we can afford.
About £1,200 a month.
I think a bit higher than that. I think.
Do you?
Yeah. 350, 1400.
Do you?
I think so, yeah.
Their budget for rent every month is £850.
Here we go.
Shut up.
Oh, God. I really wasn't expecting that.
Just £35 over budget.
Oh my God.
It's manageable.
Shut up. I can't believe that. You could never get anything like this. No way. I'm well impressed with that.
I know.
Well impressed.
Gary wasn't sold on the bathroom, but the price hasn't pulled the plug on the potential for a move. Hopefully, the next property will be even better. To find out, the couple travel further south to the coastal location of Port Kennedy. With excellent public transport links, this is a popular place for commuters wanting to escape the hustle and bustle of the city, which should make it perfect for Gary and Kelly.
Let's have a look.
But will this 4-bedroom house in a quiet cul-de-sac be enough to make Gary commit to moving?
I'm not as impressed from the outside.
No?
No.
Hopefully inside will be more favourable.
Oh. What's that wall for?
I don't know, that's a bit strange, isn't it?
It's not a great start, and Gary's not sold on the spacious living area either.
I just find it really awkward. Like, you've got the sofa there, the TV there. What would you do with...
That kind of open space.
It's not really like a dining area.
It is big though.
Kelly's trying to stay positive, but it seems less is more with Gary.
I'm not loving this.
No?
No.
And the issue with too much space continues elsewhere.
The master bedroom.
Yeah, that's a
then,
nice
is it?
size.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
doesn't
Again,
it?
what do you do with all that? You don't need that much nothing space, do you?
Kelly looks dejected, but when they move into the kitchen, things look a bit more encouraging.
I like this, I really like this part.
It's nice, it's open.
But
When I wouldn't move to the other side of the world to live in this house, I don't think.
the house isn't helping Kelly's argument for moving, and when they go outside, the garden proves...
Disappointing.
Yeah.
I think it's fine up until there.
Yeah.
And this is it, you know. This.
It doesn't have the Paul Kelly dreams of, but it's Gary who's really struggling to see himself living here.
If you came and lived somewhere like this, I do think you may only have to worry about a single bed.
I'm sure he doesn't mean that, Kelly. Back inside, another small bathroom.
Got a bigger bath, like it's quite a big normal-sized bath.
But the decor does little to impress Gary.
There's another room I'm
Not blown away by.
not blown away by. Quite the opposite, I think.
It might not be somewhere Gary wants to call home, but with £850 for rent every month, Kelly's still curious to find out the price tag for a place like this.
I reckon 700, 750.
Yeah, I like to think even less than that. Ready?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be happy up in sticks and moving to the other side of the world to pay £864 a month on this.
Gary's lack of enthusiasm is a real blow for Kelly. Hopefully, the final property of the day will get him more excited about a potential future down under. It's situated in Baldivis, a semi-rural area 35 minutes south of Perth. 15 minutes from the beach, this growing suburb with a small town feel should be a perfect fit for Kelly. We found what could be their dream home, but will it be enough to keep Kelly and Gary united?
Go and have a look.
It's really, really nice.
Yeah, this has definitely
Yeah,
got
the wow factor straight
the wow
away.
factor from outside.
Looks promising. Hopefully inside will be too.
Whoa.
Natural colours and warm timbers have been used to give a luxurious feel throughout, and the couple look lost for words.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I'm a bit speechless. I've never lived anywhere this kind of grand.
So is it somewhere Gary could see himself settling?
No, I love it.
Can you imagine
big
yourself
and
living in
impressive.
somewhere like this?
Yes,
You can?
yes.
It's an encouraging start for Kelly, and when she clocks the views from the state-of-the-art kitchen, her imagination goes into overdrive.
Oh my god! Shut up, like. You would just cook your stuff, watch people in the pool.
At last, the Paul Kelly's dreamed of.
That is absolutely stunning.
And moving outside for a better look, the couple discover plenty of room for relaxing in the sunshine too.
This outside bit here totally ticks every box for me.
There's nothing else you could ask for.
This is exactly why I would want to move over here.
I'd find it hard to say no to something like this as well.
Kelly and Gary's future together looks a lot more promising. And back inside, 4 spacious bedrooms.
Whoa!
There's a nice master bedroom as
It's a
well.
massive, massive bedroom.
The luxurious ensuite is anything but shabby.
2 showers, it's shut up.
This is
It looks amazing.
it's brilliant, that isn't it?
This is hotel spec, isn't it?
With access to the swimming pool, it's everything Kelly dreamt of.
Every box you could think of ticking has been ticked.
And she soon discovers there's even a few extras.
What's a hit?
I was not expecting that when I walked.
Oh my
When
word!
I walked through.
It's no ordinary home, so the couple are keen to find out how much the dream house would set them back.
I reckon it's going to be about 2 grand.
Now I've seen this house. I want this house.
I know.
So will the couple's £850 budget for
No way!
What? £969 a month.
It's almost £120 over budget, but with the right jobs, the house could be more affordable than they thought.
Shut I can't
believe that that's...
£1,000. Honest to God, I can't believe that. You get a pool, you get all that, you get about 5 million rooms for £1,000, like.
I can't actually believe it.
It's been a great end to house hunting for Gary and Kelly. Property 1 had the space the couple wanted inside and out, but it didn't have the pool Kelly desires. The interiors of Property 2 failed to impress Gary, and although close to budget, the price wasn't enough to change his mind. But the final property of the day was an Kelly's dreams. At just £119 over budget, the house was well within reach. So has the day done enough to help Kelly persuade Gary to choose property in Australia over the UK?
I think it's a good time to vote.
Australia.
Australia?
Yeah. Yes, I knew you would.
That last house, when we turned over and saw the actual price and realised that it was within our reach, then it was then an easy decision.
I'm really excited you've voted Australia. It means one less thing to have to battle with you with.
Yeah, the war's still on.
Yeah, but the one battle's done.
The dream property really captured Gary's heart, putting him a step closer to agreeing to the move. Ultimately, though, Kelly knows he needs to be assured he can find work if she's to succeed in her campaign to conquer his resistance. Back in the UK, Kelly gave up a well-paid job with the Youth Offending Service to further her qualifications in a bid to gain a visa for Down Under.
With the experience and the background that I had, I chose to apply for the social work degree to get me into Australia.
Working for Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs for the past 12 years, Gary was recently promoted to a role within the VAT Compliance Office.
I do love it. There's a great bunch of boys that I work with. The work's interesting, so yeah, I'm happy where I am at the moment.
Recently qualified, Kelly's confident there'll be opportunities for her Down Under, so it's Gary's work prospects that really matter.
I think employment is going to be the tipping point as to whether I will even consider going there or not.
Discovering work prospects in Perth will be crucial in keeping the couple together. We've arranged for Kelly to meet Mark Burgess, a general manager at a non-governmental organisation that helps offenders become law-abiding members of the community.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
Welcome. How about we just head upstairs and go for a quick chat?
Okay.
The company provides support for a wide variety of clients.
So in doing that,
Kelly's keen to check how her qualifications will translate Down Under.
I've just finished the social work degree back in the UK. Can I use it straight away?
the degree allows you membership to the Australian Association of Social Work, and there are a number of roles available for graduate social workers.
That's really positive.
The day's off to a great start for Kelly. Hopefully, Gary will be in demand too. To find out, he's meeting recruitment specialist Claire Lindley.
Hi Gary, I'm Claire from Randstad. Nice to meet you.
Gary's keen to talk business.
Back home, I've got a fairly well-paid job. I'm just wondering whether my skills are transferable.
Certainly in the Perth market there would be skills that would be transferable here. So compliance is an area that people are even more so looking for experience.
Ah, right, that
of
is good
right
because
now.
both of the roles I've played have been partly compliance-based.
Knowing his skills are transferable should be comforting for Gary, but he's still nervous about how long it would take to find suitable work.
Would you say it would be something that you could get a job fairly quickly in, or is it always a struggle to try and get onto the employment ladder?
People with good skills and experience who are willing to work will always do well in this market.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Gary's getting the answers he needs so far. Meanwhile, across town, Kelly's keen to find out about a typical working week in Australia.
They're Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 roles. You really do have a nice opportunity for a work-life balance.
That's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic.
All that's left to find out now is how much Kelly could earn as a newly qualified social worker.
Working for a non-government agency, you'd be looking at a salary range of £31,000 to £33,000 per year. In a government department, you'd be looking at a salary range of £34,000 to £39,000 per year.
That's really positive. I'm currently on £31,000, so I'd be coming in on a very similar salary. If it was government, that's an increase in the salary, so that's fantastic news.
Kelly's meeting has confirmed she can have the career she's worked so hard for down under. Meanwhile, Claire recommends Gary gets a feel for the local job market by doing temporary work before applying for permanent roles.
The market here is very project-based. So many people do well out of casual work. Then the salary for that will be roughly £27,000 a year.
It's definitely, I think, an eye-opener. I wasn't expecting maybe the casual work here is equal to, if not better, than what I'm currently on in the UK.
The potential to earn around £3,000 more doing casual work has left Gary in a bit of a quandary.
Will I leave a steady job, you know, with the risk of just a temporary contract, although landing a temporary contract would put me on more money than I would be back on in the UK.
When the couple get together to discuss their findings, Kelly's most interested in hearing how Gary got on with a recruitment consultant.
So how did it go?
She did leave me with a couple of jobs, but it would be a case of needing to do casual work until something like this would come up. Even the casual and temporary work, I would probably go into a job that would be on, like, Great British pounds, £25,000 to £27,000 a year, so a higher salary.
Time to find out if the potential to earn a higher salary will be enough to persuade Gary to choose work in Australia over the UK.
Australia, just.
Oh, that's good.
Not expecting
No,
that.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
I do need to have a long, hard think, but the thought of being able to afford the dream house is at the moment swaying me,
That's good.
but only just.
So far, Kelly's week has gone better than she could ever have hoped, with Gary sold on housing and reassured by his employment prospects down under. An avid fan of active pursuits at home, could a taste of the outdoor Australian lifestyle Kelly longs to share with him be just what's needed to bring him another step closer to leaving the home comforts of Wales behind? The couple start their day with a short ferry ride from the port of Fremantle to Rottnest Island.
It's a bit choppy, isn't it? How long do you think the journey is?
5 minutes, hopefully.
Sailing over the Indian Ocean, the crossing takes just under an hour, and Kelly's relieved to finally disembark.
Glad to get feet on land.
Yeah. I'm not a sea mammal.
The island is believed to have separated from the mainland over 7,000 years ago, and Kelly and Gary are keen to do some exploring.
It is boiling.
It's nice though, it's better than walking in the rain with your waterproofs and all that on.
Yeah.
The couple are keen hikers back in the UK, but the weather conditions here are very different. And as they take in the scenery, Kelly points out a few more differences from home.
Philly wouldn't have this, would it?
No, but then you've got the Brecon beacons.
Yeah,
and
you do, but this would be kind of doorsteppy material rather than having to do a bit of a trek.
Drive up for it.
Gary's staying loyal to his homeland, but Kelly soon spots something they definitely wouldn't find in Wales.
Hello? Oh, it's amazing. I would move here just for you.
The island's home to around 10,000 quokkas. But Gary's less impressed at becoming mates with a marsupial.
They're like big fat rats with cute faces.
Moving on, the couple make the steep climb to one of the island's best vantage points. The views are worth the effort, and the day could be changing Gary's outlook on the move.
This is kind of what I was expecting, and I can't really argue with it. This is totally different to what we're used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's also set Kelly thinking about the reality of moving so far from home on her own, and reminds her of how much this experience means to them.
It wouldn't kind of be the same without Gary with me. I'm hoping that today would have shown him the lifestyle, and that can outweigh the finances and can outweigh kind of security with the job.
As the sun begins to set, it's clear Gary's far from certain about what the future holds.
I'm still feeling quite pressured as far as us as a couple go. I'm still not 100% convinced on kind of what I'm going to decide and where we're going to go at the moment.
Difficult choices lie ahead, but meanwhile, it's time to find out if the day's done enough to see Gary choose Australia over the UK.
After sampling the Australian lifestyle today, it's time for us to vote. Australia.
Any surprises there?
No.
Yeah, nah.
No, I knew you'd convince yourself. It speaks for itself. And I knew you'd love it.
Read.
Yeah.
One of Gary's biggest concerns about a potential move is the thought of having to establish new friendships. To help put his mind to rest, we've arranged for the couple to meet with Kelly's cousin Nikki and her family.
Hello, Nikki.
It's been 19 years since Nikki and Kelly last saw one another.
Have you enjoyed it this week?
Yeah, it's been really good. The lifestyle, I think, suits his down to a T.
We travel a lot and I don't think there's any better place in Australia.
One of Gary's problems is we haven't got like that support network here yet, and which is why it was a big thing kind of to meet you guys.
You won't have any trouble. You won't have any trouble making friends, that's for sure.
Yeah.
While the girls catch up, Gary helps Nikki's husband Neville get a barbecue going and finds out what he thinks of life down under.
I really love it. Summertime, we're out there probably 4 nights a week. It's too hot, you jump in the pool. Back to the barbie.
Kelly will be glad you've seen all this.
Oh, I love it.
As the evening wears on, Neville admits he's not convinced Gary will take the plunge.
He's a little bit up and down, so it'll be interesting to see if that's going to happen.
The chance to see the kind of evenings they could enjoy if they do make the move has been reassuring for both Kelly and Gary.
It's nice to kind of see what kind of support networks we would have here if we did move out. So I really enjoyed today.
Yeah, being able to kind of get outdoors, have a barbecue, and kind of enjoy the kind of Australian way, I guess. It's been really good fun.
Won over by the lifestyle and realising making friends could be easier than Gary feared has put him another step closer to agreeing to Kelly's dream. But she knows he still needs to be convinced the move won't break the bank. To help the couple figure out how living costs in Australia compare with the UK, we've provided them with some financial facts.
You ready?
Yeah, you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit?
I'm intrigued as well, I think.
Yeah, I don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
First up, a comparison of their weekly grocery shop.
Oh, bread. That's more expensive.
Bananas.
Oh my God, look how...
That's massively more expensive.
Yeah. Oh, I love a banana.
You have to start loving half a banana. So lemons then, you're going from
99
pence to £2.59.
Don't they just grow on trees around here though? I'm just going to pick them.
Overall, their shopping bill would be just over £100.
So that's £15 and a penny more a week.
£60 a month.
That's not that bad.
Gary doesn't look convinced as the couple move on to the bigger monthly bills. Basing figures on the final property they viewed, they're £369 out of pocket straight away.
Yeah, it is a lot more expensive than what we're paying in the UK, but in the UK we don't get the pool. It was a huge house.
Unfortunately, many of the utility bills are bigger too.
So what's this? Gas, £15 in the UK, £16, so -1. Electricity, -6.
Water.
So what are we on? 35 UK.
-25. Bit too many minuses now.
Kelly adds everything up to find out their overall costs.
What did we get?
2,702.
2,702. Minus 266, so we're £266 out the pocket.
Okay.
Concerned, Gary shifts his attention to their potential new earnings down under, basing his figure on the assumption he'll find casual work.
So it's 3679.
3679 combined.
That's £184 more than their joint income in the UK. But when they take away the higher bills and compare the result to their disposable income at home every month, there's no escaping their quids down.
£82.
Worse off. But then you do get the lifestyle, the weather.
Doesn't seem to be
I'd pay £82 a month for that in the UK.
Ultimately, they'd be just under £1,000 worse off per year in Australia.
I guess when you just look on the face of it, we would be £82 a month worse off. That sounds great for the lifestyle and house we could potentially have. But I mean, again, it keeps coming back to the whole risk of, you know, this is based on just a kind of guesstimate as to what I could potentially get if I could get a casual or temporary job.
Gary's still struggling to get his head around the idea of sacrificing job security. But will the figures have done enough to secure another vote for Australia?
Australia.
Yeah, I think almost a bit of a no-brainer. To be only £82 worse off, but with that house, just based on the finances, I was pleasantly surprised, I think.
I think the £82 a week, that's worth the lifestyle, I think.
Yeah.
With the lifestyle they stand to gain outweighing the loss of a few pounds in their pockets, it seems Gary's really buying into Kelly's Australian dream. But realising his reluctance to leave everyone he's grown up with in Wales, she knows watching messages from loved ones back home could set him back to square one.
Should we watch and see?
Hello.
Hello, Kelly. Hello, Kelly.
Gary's very, very laid back, and Kelly is the sort of go-getter. I think that's why they work so well, because they're chalk and cheese. But Gary can also be really funny.
Don't know what she's on about.
She's done so much in her short life, you know, you won't believe what she's done. She said, I wish I was like her. I wonder where she gets it from and the energy.
Kelly's very strong-minded, and she's always wanted to live away. She had that sort of set in her mind before she met Gary, and I think then he's going to have to decide whether he's in or out, really, because I think she will go without him.
Put bluntly.
If Gary and Kelly went, there would be a gap that probably wouldn't get filled.
Yeah, there would be.
I want Auntie Kelly to stay here because I love her.
My worst fear is if she got into trouble, you know, if she was ill or if she had an accident and I couldn't get to her quickly. She's got extended family over there who would support her, but there's nothing like your mum is there when you're in, you know, you're in trouble and, you know, you need help.
I dread the thought of it, really, because the thing is, the older you get, you don't know if you'll, you know, be able to get out there and see him again. That's it, when sort of my age. I don't even want to think that way.
I would really miss you if you were to go, but obviously if you do choose to go, I wish you the best of luck.
Even though we'll miss you loads and we don't want you to go, but we do want nice holidays and somewhere to stay. So it'll be a fantastic time and make a decision right for you.
You've both been good mates to us. You deserve the opportunity to do what's best for the pair of you. There's always a place here if you do decide to go out there, but again, do what you want.
Fantastic friends, so
do what you want.
It's going to be hard. I will miss you. You know, you're a great couple and you're a big part of my life. And it's going to be hard when you go, but I think you should give it a go.
Hi, Kel. You've been a wonderful granddaughter, and I'm so proud of all the things that you've achieved. And I will really miss you if you go, but if you do decide to go, I wish you all the best.
What do you think of that?
A bit more like emotional than I thought. I don't know. It's quite hard, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess it is leaving a lot behind, I suppose, isn't it?
Mm. And it's missing a lot of my nephews growing up. That's what I think is the struggle for me. Mm. I don't want to not be part of his life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard, like. It's hard, it is.
Kelly's chances of persuading Gary to make the move down under had looked promising all week. But messages from loved ones have been a real reminder for both Gary and Kelly of the true emotion. Their all-important final decision. Will the reality of being 10,000 miles from friends and family outweigh the benefits of a life in Australia? Kelly's first trip down under was all about convincing Gary to share her vision for their future. But as they prepare to make the most important choice of the week, messages from home have left him with a conundrum.
You know, whichever way I go, there's going to be people upset. It's just a kind of balancing act now to decide, you know, what I think is right for me, what I think is right for Kelly, and what I think is right for everybody else. It's just trying to, you know, pull all that together and make that one final decision.
Words from loved ones were difficult for Kelly to hear too.
I was a little bit more emotional and a bit more affected by the family and friends videos than I kind of thought I was. So it's a bit of kind of soul searching for myself as well, to kind of weigh that up with the dream that I've had for a long time.
But Gary knows she'll still chase the life she desires.
I would say, yeah, I'm fairly confident. I still think I know which way Kelly's going to vote. She's going to vote Australia.
Ultimately, Kelly and Gary realise if they aren't on the same page when their final votes are cast, they could end up on opposite sides of the world.
This is kind of a dream that I've wanted for a very long time, and if he can't see himself in Australia, then we need to kind of have a conversation about our future and where we go with that.
Now I'm deciding whether I'm going to be part of Kelly's dream or whether it's going to be something that she may be undertaking on her own.
With so much at stake, it's time to find out whether Kelly and Gary will be together or apart when it comes to choosing where they want to call home.
This week I've had the chance to show Gary what Australia has to offer, so I think we should just get down to vote, maybe?
Come on in.
Australia!
Okay.
How come?
I'm basing it purely on what we've seen this week, and I just don't think the dream house with my job prospects is a gamble I'd be willing to take for either of us, I don't think. I think when we go back home, we need to look at the affordability, you know, what we could afford if work wasn't to go as planned for me, and then if we could still find somewhere that was affordable, I would be more inclined to be voting Australia.
I do want you to come, so if you could kind of look into that, that would be brilliant, and it would be nice if we could come together rather than me on my own.
Despite Kelly's best efforts, Gary's not ready yet to commit to a move down under. Wherever they decide to call home, and whether or not it's together, we wish both Kelly and Gary all the best for the future.